Hello everyone, this is the Omega. I know it's been a while since I've made a video. That's because I've been focusing most of my energy into my slideshow comics and trying to get them done. Now that being said, I'm making this video so I can give my thoughts on the story state of Hasbro, as well as what this could mean for Transformers. And after watching the latest video from Retro Blasting, which I'll try to leave a link to, I feel now is a good time to give my thoughts on the matter. Now keep in mind that this is just my opinion on the matter, and I don't know what the ultimate fate of Hasbro or the brands under it will be. What I do know is a brand, a franchise, or whatever you want to call it, can only survive as long as people support it. Now I would think that'd be pretty basic stuff. However, there are people who think that simply because a brand made it through the 80s to the time we're in now, that Transformers will outlive us. Now, I do think there are some brands that will outlive us. Is Transformers one of those brands? I'm not entirely sure. The reason I say that is because the YouTube channel Toys Down Under, whose channel I recommend, has a video explaining how Transformers almost got cancelled. I will try to leave a link to that video. Now, it was a shock to me to hear that something like Transformers could get discontinued. However, it goes to show you, no matter how big something is, it can still fall like Humpty Dumpty. And yes, Transformers has Cyberworld coming out, which will be more child-focused, but will that be enough to keep the line alive? Let's be honest with ourselves. As soon as that line hits store shelves, most of those products will be bought up by collectors and scalpers, as well as YouTubers who review Transformer toys. The way I see it, Transformers fans as well as others toy collectors have more or less pushed children out of toys. It doesn't help that Hasbro has put a lot of their focus on adult collectors, and instead of bringing in a new generation of children in, instead they've chose to bank on nostalgia, which in my opinion, they've half-assed big time by focusing mostly on G1 and barely giving the other line that came after it more attention. Now back to the whole, will Transformers outlive us? The way I see it, it will and it won't. And what I mean by that, if it is unable to get new fans, then it will probably end up like Voltron, where it is still around but its presence is pretty much gone from store shelves, only to reappear when some company decides to bring it back. Now there's still Takara Tomi's Wild King line. Will that line work out? I don't know. It looks more promising than Cyberworld, but we'll see. And at this point, anything can happen. But to assume that something can't fail just because it's been around a long time is an overly optimistic take on this whole thing. Just because something hasn't failed yet doesn't mean it can. Anyway, I could go on, but I'd be rambling. And I've already said my piece on Transformers. And who knows, maybe Cyberworld does end up saving the franchise, or keep it going a bit longer. The possibility is there, and honestly, the line getting cancelled may not be a bad thing. Transformers as a brand, in my opinion, has gone stale and boring. The fact that Walmart has greatly shrunk its Transformers toy aisle down shows me there is a lack of interest in the line. Yet some people will say that the line is doing fine simply because it made it through the 80s. Anywho, that will do it for this video. If you like my content, subscribe and share the video. You can also support me by buying one of my books. I will try to leave a link below. And if I don't, plenty of my other videos have links. Thanks for watching, and especially to those who watched for longer than 10 seconds. That being said, hopefully I'll be back.